And joining us now to discuss Bitcoin price action is Mannik S. Dhillon, president of VictoryShares and Solutions for Victory Capital. Welcome, Mannik. So as you see Bitcoin surge right now, what's your thesis behind this market pop we're seeing?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. I think your prior guest has a lot to say about it if you think about it, right? We have a lot of attention being put on crypto assets, digital assets on the floor of the Senate. That's unbelievable. You think about, what's happening with that conversation in Washington, D.C., and I think a lot of people can look at it and say, wow, well, people want to regulate it. There may be tax consequences and may view that as a negative thing. My opinion is it's actually a great thing. With regulation comes institutionalization over time. The fact that it is getting attention is phenomenal. The fact that they're actually going to take up the time of all the senators involved to have a vote on the topic is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And you heard Senator Loomis talk about the game-changing nature of this. So now finally, crypto assets, digital assets, Bitcoin getting the attention of lawmakers is a great thing for the asset class. And
I hear you, Mannik, but this infrastructure bill being debated could have major consequences for the crypto industry if it passes in its current language. So by what we're seeing in the markets, does that mean traders are convinced that the language will be amended, so business is booming, or does the market not care?
I think they realize that at least there's an attention on the topic, that there are details that maybe were not considered originally by the lawmakers. And that's important. Right. So it's the same thing when people talk about what is the SEC going to do in terms of products. The fact that they're looking at it and they have somebody in the seat of the chair that understands the topic who can be objective and fair, I think is important. So even if the infrastructure bill gets passed in its original form, you heard comments from Senator Loomis that there is a willingness and opportunity to discuss the details of it once it actually gets to the Treasury. And I think the fact that it is getting noticed is important here. And I think that's what's important. If the crypto community, if their comments, their concerns had gone dismissed and unheard, that would be probably the more negative scenario. And obviously that wasn't the case. It was enough to cause disruption to the bill.
And do you believe this surge is sustainable? Do you think that the catalyst is this infrastructure bill and what is going on in Congress? Or are there any outflows, inflows that you're watching that may suggest there are other market activity at play?
I think that's part of it, and you can't entirely attribute the entire move today to that. You think about what happened over the weekend with Ethereum and the London hard fork, and what that presents in the future as potential enhancements and opportunity. This is why we're excited with the product that we rolled out last week, which is the fund for accredited investors on the NASDAQ Crypto Index. It's more than just Bitcoin. It's about developments and opportunities that are transpiring in a lot of different digital assets and crypto assets. And they're all going to keep each other moving. And if, in fact, it is the game changer that your prior guest suggested it could be, it's a long-term play. It's an institutional, strategically oriented play where people are going to step back after many years and realize they were glad that they made an allocation to the asset class.